This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, Loco sports fans, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and we got Marcus Walsh, WHHI TV, popping in at the last second. And
Yes.
Coach Fish was out in the gym with us tonight at the Bobcat Classic, said he wanted to come in and talk some hoops. So welcome, Coach Fish, and welcome, gentlemen, to the Loco Sports Lowdown. Saturday night, Bobcat Classic Championship Day edition, and, well, it's all wrapped up.
Good day, basketball.
Girls.
What
Great day of basketball. Great 3 days of basketball, really. I mean,
Yes.
maybe not great basketball all the time, but
well, both championship games were great. I'll tell you, the last two games I thought were tremendous ball games. I mean, not they weren't as tight as I thought they would be. Although like it was close throughout, but both winners pulled away late. But
right,
yeah, both the championship games were fantastic.
They were fun. I mean,
they really were. They were a lot of fun.
Maybe not as fun for a coach, huh, Fish?
I mean, they both went the way I thought they would go.
Yeah.
I mean, Prep's obviously my favorite team to watch. Ty's my favorite kid to watch in the area. Bluffton to me has the most talent. I don't think it's really too close, but boy, they are frustrating to watch play basketball, man.
As good as they are, you see how much better they could be with just a little bit of discipline here and there. Because they definitely go for the highlight play, and they sometimes when they shouldn't. But they're definitely fun to watch. And Harry really took over in the third quarter tonight, and that was the difference. They got a little separation. I thought Prep looked tired in the second half.
Very.
6 games in 9 days or whatever, and they were down Sheehan. They're down there big tonight, Jake Sheehan. So they just didn't have a lot of depth coming off the bench. Moore played a hell of a game for Prep. Bluffton did a pretty good job of limiting Harpering. You said last night you'd have put Carnell on him, and he rode him a good bit tonight. It was a good effort. Good effort from Bluffton.
It's tough, man, especially when you rely on making shots, especially all these games, quick turnaround, got into your legs, and you put this big, long athlete on you. And, yeah, it's tough, man. He's a great athlete, so he did a good job on him tonight. Ty also missed a lot of shots. He normally does hit, too.
Yeah.
But,
I thought they did a good job of contesting everything close to the basket, and being pretty physical in there. Bluffton could have won by more.
Held its own defensively. I mean, I think Prep had their way at times, and sometimes the shots just didn't fall for them. There was a lid for a good part of that game for Harpering and some others, just not able to convert those shots. But I thought Bluffton played a solid game defensively and certainly limited what those stops. It was a completely different script than what we saw the first time. Just the fact that I thought Bluffton had a better game plan, and they really used the athletes to their advantage and got some good looks. They were terrific close to the rim, used the height and athleticism to make plays, and that big run, in the third quarter and into the fourth, it really it was back and forth game in that first half, but it was Harry Skinner who really just was assertive, took it to the rim, and found a couple of buckets in close. He hit some threes as well, but I thought his drive game was just tremendous tonight.
Yep.
And then you add that to another guy who really stepped up big, in Isaiah Gadsden, who we didn't really talk about too much when he game, but he was everything in down the stretch for Bluffton tonight.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He was huge. He was huge late, definitely.
I think that really impressed me.
I have a new friend to introduce to the Loco universe. So we made friends because he's been the security guard for every dang basketball tournament I've been covering the last couple of weeks, and we started talking ball, and he can talk a little ball. So we got Ace Thompson joining us tonight on the Loco Sports Lowdown. What's up, Ace?
How's everybody doing tonight?
You may recognize him
well,
out in the gym. He's standing along the wall at one end, taking it all in. But what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me. You got to make sure everyone's safe on that baseline for you guys.
That's right. Ace Ace told me, I said, man, you're picking up all the shifts this holiday for these basketball tournaments. He said, yeah, I got a low man on the way in February. So now it all makes sense. So congrats to Ace with the low man on the way. And maybe we'll be talking about him on the Loco Sports Lowdown someday. But go ahead, Marcus. You had thoughts to share.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about Harry, and I mentioned this before. I used to think of him just as a sharp shooting, gunslinging 3-point guy, but Wes is absolutely correct with his ability to drive and make plays, and certainly his maturation at the point guard spot. I mean, he really impressed me, and again, I'll see Bluffton,
it was
down the
Curry-esque.
line.
It was Curry-esque tonight.
Yes,
the way that he played down the stretch.
Now, this is my first time seeing Bluffton High play. I've been to a few other games, Battery Creek and Whale Branch. And the thing that stood out to me, I talked to Coach about it, Bluffton moves at a college tempo. They like to keep the pace going. Yeah. Normally, you don't see that in high school. So I believe that separates them.
They do like to push.
Sure does. They
like
big
to.
time.
I mean, just in Vortex, man. If they could get rid of them stupid stuff, silly plays here and there.
Right.
I mean, to be honest, they have the talent. I mean, they should dominate everybody around here from what I've seen. I know a big difference being in this game from the first time. I know Harry had like 3 fouls in the first half.
Right.
So he's super limited. I mean, they're not a deep team, neither is Prep. So they have to become more disciplined.
Right.
As a unit,
yeah. Well, that's a really good point. We've talked about it already this season, just with worrying about what it looks like instead of just getting the 2 points. And a couple times tonight in the first half, they went for the big play and ended up giving up 3 at the other end. And you just can't get away with that.
Even like this, even when it comes to like the silly fouls or like the stupid touch and things like that, you can actually control. Like when you know your team's not that deep, sometimes you being on the court is more important than the 2 points you may give up. But like the fouls 50 feet from the basket, the little touch foul, like they got to get rid of all that, man.
Yeah, me and JJ talked about that prior to the game. Those 1 or 2 technical fouls could be, that could cost you.
Man.
Right. I mean, that's every.
They got one
close
before the game started. They got one before the game started.
Yeah, there was a dunk. There's somebody was on the Bluffton side was dunking prematurely or a way they shouldn't be before the game. So yeah, there was a technical foul there, and then there was another technical on
third quarter.
On Bluffton. Yes, it was on Bluffton. Scott, our guy, Brandon
I
White.
think somebody was talking.
Harrison, I know Harrison had one in the first half.
And there's another one too.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the names.
It got
on Bluffton.
Yeah, it was on Carnell, I believe.
Hey, PSA to everybody, all the boys around here. If you can't jump high enough to be able to just throw the ball in over the rim, slap the backboard in warm-ups, man. Keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Ain't worth it. Ain't worth the technical. Keep it pushing. It's all right.
That's right.
Don't get points for being cool out here, man.
No.
Right. I need to practice dunking anyway.
Stop points aren't needed in warm-ups.
Like you said, Prep started the game with 2 technical foul shots plus the ball. There was no jump ball at all. So
no, they got the 2 free throws in possession.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Fish always coaching. That's right.
Yeah,
it's an educational
program. It's frustrating in those stands.
But how as someone who has been following these games throughout this past week, Coach and Ace Thompson, thank you for joining us. Your thoughts on just the Loco scope in general with a win like this for Bluffton. Is this Bobcat team legit going forward? Do you think that they're going to be a threat, not just in this region, but in terms of making a running 4A? Are you sold on this Bobcat team as they are right now?
I mean, I like them. I mean, they got shooting, they got athletes, they got strength, they got size, they're physical, they got a point guard. I mean, I don't think anybody in Prep could stay in front of Harry. I mean, he's smart, he could shoot. They play fast. It just comes down to the little things for them. I mean, eventually they'll run into somebody who's just as fast.
Right. Carnell got to the rack when he wanted to, too.
Nobody's guarding him out here, man.
Nah, he didn't finish everything, but, man, he got there, and he finished a bunch of them.
But like even
he looked
going
good.
to the rack, you don't have to double pump every time. Like just go straight up,
Right.
go up strong, keep it moving.
A lot of these kids love to be flashy nowadays, and don't stick to those fundamentals.
I mean, I
Well, you
kept
got to try
seeing
to get that viral
55.
highlight.
I kept seeing 55 flying in, trying to get a putback dunk. Ended up giving up 6 points in transition to threes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on
That
top
guy
of
ended up
that
getting a three.
too, you flying in there, there's a risk for a potential serious injury there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be a little smarter, man.
Right.
Smarter.
He be jumping.
Nah, he definitely flies.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He definitely flies. The woos in the crowd are warranted.
No, I definitely agree with you though, Coach Fish, about this Bluffton team. When I first came in on the first day, Coach was telling me their only loss was to Prep. So, and that was due to Harrison getting into foul trouble at the beginning of the game. So, obviously, we could tell he was the statement here with winning an MVP and everything. But definitely believe Bluffton is the team to beat out here in the Low Country.
Yeah, it looks that way. I got to say, Harry got the MVP, but I thought it could have gone to Jamari Stewart-Manning. I thought he was tremendous the whole tournament.
Yeah, he was.
I think Harry was the right choice.
Probably, but man, Jamari was the glue.
Yeah.
He was really good. He didn't miss many. And he hit some when they really needed him. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't
Sure
finish it. But he got it on
I will
the third
say, though,
try.
I mean, it's not like the gap is super wide between them and Prep, though. I love watching Prep. I love how they're coached. I love watching Ty play. Like, yeah.
Well, and, if they played on the first day of the tournament, it might have been different,
Especially with their big man.
Tired. Yeah.
And you have to look at Prep's bench. What they had 2 guys in reserves tonight, so I mean, it's only so much you can do. These guys,
they
don't really want them to play.
I think I'll have to
it's probably 5 and 5.
Yeah, I'll have to kind of go through the entire body of work, I guess you could say, but I do think Bluffton is making a case that they are could possibly be the new kings of the Loco as of today in terms of our power rankings. We'll definitely unveil those the next week and talk about what has changed now. Seeing a bunch of teams going up against each other in the Loco, we'll have a better sense of where everyone is on now. Not everybody has played as in that same level of amount of games. Like Buford hasn't played much recently, but we have a much better sense of kind of where everyone is at this point in the year heading into January. So this was a great event. Really well done. I enjoy seeing the the teams coming from out of the area, which can be fun. But at the same time, I think just having the local teams here, it adds a special flair to it, because you're going to get good crowd turns.
It was fun to have everybody in the gym together. That was what was cool for me.
It's good for as you mentioned, like you see players who have been here in the past, like Takoya, and others, and some legends, some like Jerry Faulkner, and a bunch of guys from Hilton Prep lore and history. So that's really cool to see. In addition to that,
I saw Jason Britchke. He's at a prep school, working on his game and looking for opportunities. Got some D2s and low D1s interested, so that's good. I saw a ton of people this weekend. It was fun.
Yep.
I love seeing all the people, and again, like when everybody's there, it just brings everybody through the same place, and that's cool for me. Because usually you got to go to a bunch of different places to see all those people. But hey, Max Araj has slipped in. Mad Max, what's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
Just checking out the highlights from the Bluffton Hilton Head prep game. It was starting to get interesting at this point, right? It was tied at halftime.
Right, tied at halftime, and then Bluffton made their run as he got into the third. Yeah. In this midway portion of the third is when the Bobcats started to really turn it on, and we'll see down the stretch, but they forced a bunch of turnovers on defense alongside their effectiveness offensively. But it was Harry Skinner who really was the driving force in this portion of the game where he was able to drive and get some buckets and orchestrate the offense in a really nice manner. So as you'll see here, Bluffton really starts to. And speaking of glue guys, Mad Max, very, very, very true. Very true. Great to have him back, and hopefully he's feeling better. Good rebounding as well. I thought Bluffton did a pretty good job on the glass for the most part, getting a couple of second chance looks in this ball game. But
White gets so many rebounds off of his own misses. He gets a ton of offensive rebounds off himself.
He's got hops.
You could really tell during the second half, Bluffton controlled the rebounding game, and I think that's what separated that.
Yeah. Yeah, again, Prep without Sheehan, he's really their only big. Everybody else is a guard, and so they kind of play. You know, they rely on him to just get boards or at least block people out and create opportunities for the other guys to get boards. Jamari Stewart-Manning was just icing things all week.
Yeah. The other thing I've noticed with Brandon White is with the major hops he has great balance with that on top of it, which I think is part of what helps him in the rebounding game a lot. He's an incredible athlete. He's just got to tune it down and stay within himself at times. But there goes Harry on the drive. He's an energy guy. But if he can be an athlete who's physically and mentally balanced like Brandon is, then you're going to do some great things in whatever sport you do. And he's really showing that in basketball right now.
Still hard to believe that he didn't get time at May River last year.
When did he transfer over?
This year.
I don't understand.
Oh, he didn't get time?
No. 55. Yeah, he didn't. He went to Bluffton because he didn't play at May River.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Who they have?
Yeah, you have your coaches that play favorites from time to time. So, and I'm not saying directing.
I mean, I think it was more of a situation if he couldn't play within the system they wanted to play within, type of thing, But at some point, as a high school coach, you got to adjust to your personnel.
And I mean,
I'll tell you what, though, he fits in with this one.
That's a foreign concept around here, man.
Shall we get you started, Fish? Shall we get you started?
The personnel, man. Wow.
You got to know. You got to have more than one thing in your back, because you might not have the people to run what you want to run.
Man. Yeah, foreign around here, man.
Might have to broaden your scope a little bit.
I'll tell you what, the Boston fans got really loud as this game went on. A terrific turnout, as you would expect.
Yeah, we should.
Oh yeah, I was right next to it. They were going nuts.
Let's turn
up the volume.
Give it a little life. They were getting rowdy.
Maybe you'll hear me make some
we
comments.
Still got a game here, 36-35, Bobcats.
I'm so sad I missed this game, but
every time.
Yeah, it was a good one, man.
First time Harry Skinner has, I believe, beaten Hilton Head Prep. It's been a long time coming for him.
No, it's not.
They beat him once. They beat him once out of two years ago, right?
Yep, overtime at Hillman Christian.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did. They beat him. Yep.
I was there too.
Great game.
2 years is still a long time.
It was my sister's homecoming night, so
they played a bunch of times in that span, though. So
Harry hasn't gotten many of them, but this was to get it done.
I think the one game
like this. Yeah.
Harry has not beaten them at Prep, and that place is not easy to play in. So
no, it's not.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Skywalker. He makes you mad about 3 or 4 times a game, but then he goes and does something like that and totally redeems himself.
Yeah, I like him a lot, man.
And this is where the turnovers really started piling up for Prep as saw Jamari Stewart-Manning drive to the rim. Prep just looked out of sorts in this stretch, and they kind of felt like that.
Yes.
Kind of got to him a bit.
Pressure burst pipes.
Wow.
Yep.
Very flustered.
Yep. Yeah, it just kind of unraveled for just a few minutes, and that was
and Bluff made him pay. I mean, that's the other thing. I thought they really found that groove on offense, and Harry was a big part of it. But as I said at the start, I mean, Isaiah Gadsden came alive that last stretch, and that was so important as well. for a guy like
Shout
that.
out to Coach Gabriel too, because it's not hard to run it's not easy to run the tournament and coach your team in the tournament. Like, I mean, he's out there taking tickets, he's out there selling candy bars, he's overseeing the JV guys who are running
so
the
much to run a
concessions
tournament.
and like
with the
a
score,
lot going on.
either scoreboard or working out score
Oh, what a
sheets
move!
for teams. I saw him at the scores desk a bunch.
That's sick. That's sick. That's a D1 athlete. I mean,
yeah, right.
Sometimes when you see one, you know it. You know, he's a D1 football player, but
and a D1 athlete, you know, in multiple sports. Of course.
Yeah, I mean,
awfully special.
He's pretty special. He's physically he's gifted, extremely gifted. And he's really good in the classroom, and you know, there's still some maturing to be done, but I thought it was kind of cheap. Whistle.
Yeah.
There's definitely some calls that were questionable in this game.
That's another one we don't want to get fish started on.
Yeah.
Especially the one, man. Oh my goodness.
You don't want to get me started on it.
You mean the one that's teed you 5 times in 5 games?
Yeah.
4 days.
5 head. I've had nicknames for the refs since 05, bro. Most of those guys are gone though. Puddin' Pops, he finally hung it up. Grandpa Huxtable, he retired. Cats get the dub.
Nice.
It's a nice win.
Harry Stinger gets the crowd hyped.
Pretty hyped.
Definitely the crowd in this Bluffton team. What a start to this 2024-25 season. Really caps what has been a terrific non-region portion of the schedule. You have one more tournament to go, but this one getting this home tournament win. And we've seen the girls team win a few times, but for the guys to win, I don't remember the last time they've won this tournament before. The boys team, I'd get some historian out for that, but
we got
terrific effort by this Bluff team. There's your MVP, your most valuable player, Harrison Skinner. Very well deserved.
We got some great Dumb and Dumber references from Libby in the comments, thanks to my totally redeem yourself. He's dedicated to calling Cornell Cam. He's trying to be adopted into the family.
By the way, out of all of us last night who were on the show, I should mention I was the one who
you were.
Yep.
Coach Fish was on Bluffton as well, though. I can vouch for that.
Oh, I'm sure.
He had Bluffton by 10 plus.
I liked how, you know, the other thing we didn't factor last night was how many games Hillhead Prep has played in the 2 weeks, man.
Fatigue.
I mean, they played a lot of games in 2 weeks. I didn't even think about that. I just thought Prep's going into Bluffton's home field, you know, a home court. You know, Bluffton wants revenge after what happened a few weeks back.
They were hyped up.
Prep. You know, I bet you Harry's going into school, you know, a couple weeks out from now, because they do not go back to school for another.
Yeah, they still got to wait.
It's another week. They come back to like 8.
And they play Cathedral, right?
I think they go back to school.
Oh, do they?
Peters is right around the corner.
They play Cathedral.
I think they play Cathedral.
Yeah, they have another tournament coming up in January. Like for next week, they will be.
Really?
Yes, I will tell you when they start.
Oh yeah, they're playing in that.
Yeah, they're playing at the Waccamaw tournament in Polly's Island. It starts on Thursday the 2nd. Then it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they'll play.
Yeah, definitely take a look into that. See what teams are playing in that tournament. See who.
The Waccamaw tournament.
If any of them are teams that, if any of them are teams Bluffton, along with other teams inside our region, could be playing potentially in South Carolina high school playoffs potentially.
Story.
See how they stack up the rest of the state.
Yeah.
I haven't done any sponsors yet, so let me shout out our presenting sponsor, our all-star sponsor, Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor with us since 2017, and they can serve all your legal needs right in downtown Bluffton. They're our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Please support Mickelson Law Firm. We've also got our MVP sponsors, Base Hit Life, our apparel sponsor. They got cool baseball and softball apparel. Go check it out at basehitlife.com and live your best base hit life. Great hoodies over there for this time of year. We got homegrown home inspections, best home inspectors in the Lowco. Make sure they check out the home before you buy it. And if you're building a new home, make sure they check on it every step of the way with their phased inspection at Homegrown Home Inspections. Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, now part of Mirasol Health, providing all kinds of great services in our community, compassionate care for life's most challenging moments, and USCB's Center for Lowcountry Hospitality Education. Beautiful campus on Hilton Head Island, serving all kinds of needs. Great programming, including the Ambassador Program at the USCB Center for Lowcountry Hospitality Education. All right. We got Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, Max Raj, Ace Thompson, Marcus Walsh, and Coach Fish talking hoops tonight on the Lowco Hoops Report. And we've made the girls wait too long. JP2 girls take the title tonight over Hilton Head Prep, brother. Courtney Campbell was ridiculous in the first half.
Insane.
Had 28 of their 32 and kept them in it, but just didn't have enough in the tank in the second half. JP2 had some kids really step up and play really well, and they made shots, man. They take the right shots, and they made most of them tonight. Much credit to that team and coaching staff. But what did you guys think about the ladies' game?
I think very similarly to what we just talked about with Hilton Head Prep on the guys' side. Same deal with the girls. It just seemed like the energy wasn't quite there, and quite frankly, I think they were tired.
Short bench.
They short bench too. They gave it everything that they had, and then some. And I mean, Cece was just amazing as she always is. But yeah, kudos to JP2 because they've had a really, really tough last couple of days. They keep on playing, they keep on fighting, they keep on winning despite having a couple of big players out.
They should have lost to
really impressed me.
They barely got by that Sharks team in that game where they were they had a couple chances to tie it or win at the end, and they weren't able to get it to go. But credit to JP2 staying the course, and once again, I can't say enough. Karen Floyd, what coach she can coach. She can flat out coach because you look at the smaller depth that they have in this team, and these players just know how to deliver and produce good looks at the hoop, and just running the offense so well. And it's so exciting to watch this offense in person because of how crisp it is, and they'll play it tough on defense. And you have some of those players that will give you so many different attributes in terms of their game, and they're a really well-oiled team, and that kind of group where you have that mentality, and the core that you have on the court is going to get it done, and that's kind of what we're seeing here with this JP2 team, weathering the storm of injuries and just having to go through a couple of really tough opponents. And I'll tell you what, Courtney Campbell scored, I believe, 28 of the 32 prep points in the first half.
In the first half, that's right. I was stunned when I saw that.
I got a question for
in the second half. JP2 did really well to kind of hold her down. She missed a couple of shots, but she wasn't able to do as much as she did. And so credit to JP2 really locking in and playing some solid defense to really hold that lead and build that lead. And I'm very, very impressed by the way that the Golden Warriors have really handled these challenges here in this Bobcat Classic, holding their spot as the number one team here in the Lowco for what they did this week. And yeah, I mean, despite all the injuries that we've seen, they are playing collectively really well as a unit right now. I am thoroughly impressed. Heathcott was a beast. They all play
their roles really well.
Yeah,
like
they
everybody,
do.
Everybody does their job.
Majorkowicz was spectacular today. Termini, those three.
How about Lily?
And then don't forget about Sabrina Trott with a double-double, 12 points and 10 rebounds, and she is
Washington
a master of blocking shots close to the rim. She is such an invaluable piece of that team. She may not be the top scorer, but she might be one of the rock solid glue players on this group for sure. They just have, as you said, players that do their job to the best ability, and it's going to be hard to beat this team. Now they're in 4A, so they've got some challenging squads, but they're going to be a team you don't want to play as it gets towards the end of the year. If they can get healthy, and
how do you let Courtney score 28 in the first half though? You guys were able to limit her. You got to do something different, right?
Man, listen, we played Courtney 3 times since I've been out here. I don't think she's had more than 6 points going into any fourth quarter until we just put the end of the bench in. I think it goes back to what I said earlier about adjustments and that being a foreign concept. Um, like for me, the coaching in the area isn't like it is in a lot of other places. I mean, it's like the lack of I don't know if it's a lack of scouting or a lack of understanding, but it's like I go to these games, and I just watch kids do the same things over and over again.
Right.
I guess it's harder for me because I already played both of these teams twice.
Yeah.
Like we dog walked prep. I think it was 29-4 at the half. I think we would dog walk JP2, beat them by 10. They took 30 free throws to our 12. Um, so I mean, like
Yeah.
it's hard for me to talk girls basketball when I mean Cross essentially told everybody they don't care about athletics and took away what
And
really
Prep,
is the best
another
girls
team
team in the
that
area.
has played a ton of basketball recently.
Ain't that the truth?
For a team with not as much depth, they've been warriors today. Of course, the
They've
Warriors
played a
have
ton of
been
games.
warriors, but to Hilton at
look,
Prep with
this is the best team Courtney Campbell has had in her time at Prep.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think part of it is
Well,
her
actually, maybe not.
Clary has been a legit player, legit shooter. I saw her hit a game winner a couple weeks ago at Hilton, and that was bananas.
Yeah.
But like that's my thing. Like how do you just consistently let her just shoot a wide open shot? That's my question to the coaches.
And why did
My
it take
thing
so
is,
long?
I get
Would you
irritated with
think
the
they'd be
coaches.
starting the other players who are being key contributors on that team?
Yeah,
Right?
but there's really only
like I said, playing them, they have Courtney, and then they have number 4.
Cleary. Yeah.
If someone else scores 20, cool, but like it doesn't happen.
Right.
No.
I think, like you said, it goes back to what you said, Coach Fish, about the scouting. I mean, it's like once they ran the boxing one.
Excuse here.
Once they switched and ran boxing one on Courtney, it was a wrap after that.
Yeah, but like, why does it take her to put 28 of 32 points up for you to do that?
That is a great question.
It's like, didn't you watch the games prior to this
That's
game?
my only question. Like,
right.
Well, yeah.
I get frustrated.
Well, we all know it. It's not a secret that Courtney is the offense. She's the show.
Oh yeah, she is.
But the adjustment,
you got to make somebody else beat you, right? And if they do, you take your cap. But
that's why for me though it was weird because, like I said, like I mean we had the clear-cut best girls team around here, and you know some unknown athletic director came in and ruined that. So now you got the one of the 2 best point guards in the area, who to me she's not 2. She's not even playing right now.
She's 1.
She's not even playing right now.
Right.
So unfortunate situation. Watching the girls game was kind of for me. You know, especially knowing like what the scouts should be on both of these teams.
Right.
It just gets kind of weird, man.
Yep, I hear you there.
Yeah.
But JP2 is clear-cut the best team around here, in my opinion.
Yeah. Agreed. 100%.
Well, I'm sorry, I missed that. I was spaced out. I was looking at comments. What was that?
I just said JP2 is definitely the best girls team around.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. But again, man, like 2 nights ago, 2 days ago against May River, they didn't look like it, you know. But they sure did the last couple of games.
Yeah.
So it's a work in progress, definitely. But they came back and played 2 really good games after a tough one on Thursday. So credit to everybody involved for getting back up.
And I do like watching them play offensively.
I do too. I mean, I like the way they move. I like the way they.
I really like Lauren.
They're really patient. What's that? Lauren George
really like Lauren, man.
Yeah, she
and
she
Lily.
was everywhere.
I really like Lily. Like they are.
Lily the dog.
Lily is a dog. She hits some big time shots. They have so many terrific players who understand their role. They play that collective team better than some of their parts kind of game. And
they definitely know how to put the ball
in this in this highlight
I wish
package
they were
tonight.
still. I wish they were still 3A, man.
Yeah, and I said before this
That would have
game,
been great.
this could have been the 3A state championship, and in my honest opinion, these two teams may have been the best in 3A. Now there are others. I'm probably, there are other teams I'm not thinking of, but I feel like it could have happened if both these teams were in 3A. But I think Hilton Head Prep is going to have a great chance.
JP2 would have been a real contender.
They would have been a real threat.
I still don't understand why. Like, I get it. I understand.
It's enrollment, bro. It's enrollment.
But did they grow by that much? Were they on the borderline because they were 3A last year?
It's weird, man. It's weird because I know even like Cross is 2A, but they don't. There's not many people that cross.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Was there a huge growth in enrollment this year because they were 3A in the
not in the high school
cycle?
Nah.
But sometimes those changes happen.
Remember when we dropped the news that they were moving JP2 and Hilton Christian Academy and most of their sports to 4A.
Right.
And I was like, Christian Academy, I'm not as worried about because they're growing.
But JP2 is surprising to me that they did move. I didn't think they're ready for 4A. Now they're going to hold their own in 4A. They may not be the best team in 4A. You never know what can happen in a single elimination playoff tournament.
The moment they get
to the top of the 4A.
Like when you get into the Porter Gouds and the
Porter Gouds
of
the world.
Cardinal Newman,
Look, I don't know what the margins are in Skeeza. Like I think if you had 15 kids, like that might bump you up a class. Like, I don't know how thin the margins are. You got 4 classifications within a pretty narrow band of enrollment sizes. So, I don't know what that looks like.
There's a lot of schools who moved up even from like 2A to 3A. Because I know like Patrick Henry, Colleton Prep, even them.
Right. They like reshuffled the whole thing. Yeah. And I think it's because there are a bunch of new small schools that make up 1A now. So that's how the schools like Cross got bumped up to 2A, and then everybody from 2A got bumped up to 3A, and the top end of 3A got bumped up to 4A. So I think it's just addition at the bottom has sort of reshuffled.
Yeah, but is JP2 considered the top end of 3A though?
Apparently, I mean, at some point it comes down to enrollment numbers on paper, and they draw a line wherever. And now,
I really don't think it should be off.
I do believe those are self-reported enrollment numbers. So maybe some are duping the numbers more than others.
It's supposed to be based on like the number of boys you have from 8th to 11th or something like that.
That's right.
I don't think it's.
We have a question. Yeah, exactly. But it's like they use total enrollment for everything except football and boys soccer, and then they use only boys soccer, which is weird. But Libby has a question for Ace. Did they feed you at the Bobcat Classic? As an official, I remember a lot of fried chicken. I will say those were the Lonnie Roberts days when we had a ample hospitality room situation. There was no hospitality room this time, but did you at least get some concessions, Ace?
Thankfully, I have a supportive wife who was bringing me food here and there throughout the thing.
Hey, and on that note, credit and thanks to those who did work concessions. Those still a lot of those were students, and so that's
it was like the JV boys.
Javon, I was surprised that you missed out on this one. I was
very surprised that Javon wasn't there any of the days.
Actually,
but hey, everyone needs a break from holidays.
We were
fresh, ready to get going in the new year. So looking forward to a lot more content from Buford soon.
Oh yeah, it's coming back around.
Yeah.
Hey, let me shout out some sponsors real quick. Varsity sponsors: DDS Web Design builds, hosts, and maintains websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. So if you need to get a website, get to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties and helps us shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes out on the Lowco frontier. Dr. Ambrose Cole is our official chiropractor. He's at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. And Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor, presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. Take your skills on the mat to the next level at Reverence Wrestling Club, and I'll share some wrestling news bit later. We'll let Fish and Ace peace out before that if they want to. But when I start talking wrestling, you don't have to stick around for that. But a few other things going on today around the area. We had the well, first of all, just in the Bobcat Classic, third place game in the girls' side. Bluffton took down Battery Creek 50-25. Amira Brown left late, but we got good news, right, Fish, that it was just a sprain, no fracture, so that's good. And then we told you JP2 taking the title game 63-51 over Hilton Head Prep. In the boys' side, Battery Creek 68-53 over Bethesda in the seventh place game. 19 points for Kelvin Willis, 18 for Michael Williams. Fifth place game, Hampton County beat Bridges 42-34 in what is a preview of a region matchup. Darius Brooks was 16, Jacqueline Solomon 13 for Hampton. Third place game, May River held off Island 62-57. Really good game. Yeah. Great game. DJ Hills had 31 for Islands, but Tanner Macy for May River had 23, Gage Duncan with 11, and Will Bostock with 9 as May River hangs on by 5, and then Bluffton taking the championship over Hilton Head Prep. But we had some other tournaments going on. IP Builders Holiday Tournament at Colleton Prep. Savannah Country Day beat Florence Christian pretty bad. And then Colleton Prep girls beat Dorchester. So it'll be Savannah Country Day, Colleton Prep in the finals. And then the boys, it's going to be Savannah Country Day against Calhoun Academy. Calhoun beat Colleton Prep tonight by 15.
Hayward Prep, Colleton Prep for third. Will they play for third? Or?
Yeah, they'll be in the consolation game. Yeah. Hayward versus Colleton.
Pretty good.
And then the Carolina Invitational, Cross girls lost 44-31 to Durham Academy, and Patrick Henry got routed 76-29 by Eltham, wherever they're from. And on the boys' side, Durham routed Cross 82-35, and Lewis County somewhere beat Patrick Henry 82-61. So there you go. Thoughts?
Damn. It's a shame how Doc got them looking, man.
I
got them looking, man.
What's that?
It's a shame how Doc got them girls looking, man. Got them looking like the boys.
Yeah. I don't know. It's they're down a few. They're down a few big weapons at the moment, right?
The girls should still win the 2A state though. There's not really anything out there. I guess Lawrence, once you get down to it, but I don't really think anything's out there in the 2A. So Cross girls should still win that.
I'm interested in seeing Patrick Henry. That's a sneaky solid Patrick Henry.
They're 3A though.
They're 3A now.
They're 3A, but still.
It might be. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with Prep, but they might be.
No.
I think Patrick Henry and Prep will be more interesting than you might think.
Yeah, but I don't see them beating Prep.
I think Orangeburg Prep's supposed to be okay this year.
I hear
they're usually pretty good. They're usually pretty good. They're well coached. They do their thing.
I think they're 5-1 right now, 6-1, something like that.
Where's Colleton?
They pressure on defense. Colleton Prep's like 10-1 or something crazy.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I mean, they haven't played anybody, I don't think. But
I mean, it'll be a competitive region, but I still think Wilmette Prep's winning that region.
It's not a disinterest in geography. On the schedule for the tournament, it just said Eltham. It didn't say a state or nothing.
I think that's an Australian team. I think they're from Australia.
Oh, well, that is very interesting.
How do you spell
or
it?
English, maybe? It's a district in England.
Huh.
I don't know.
We've had some international play. There's a team.
Oh, no, it is from Australia. It's the Eltham Wildcats out of Victoria.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Years ago, we had Australian teams come and play in
the Holiday Classic.
Bobcat Classic, and it was great.
In the Holiday Classic, too. We had some teams from Australia.
You need to figure out how to get that going again, man.
That was awesome.
Christmas.
That was cool.
Everybody, let's come to the beach.
One Lowco Invitational next year, Fish. You gonna be the director?
Let's do it.
Get it big time again, man.
I love this Lowco to early season tournament.
I'll tell you what we're gonna have. We're gonna have a hospitality room.
Oh yeah, we'll have to have some local businesses.
Yeah,
some food.
I gave Coach Gabriel some grief. I was like, "Look, man, when Lonnie Roberts ran this thing, we had a banging hospitality room. You did not go hungry at this place. So I keep having to leave to go get some food.
Yeah,
so
I had to go leave and get something, but they got nachos there. I had some nachos today. That was pretty solid.
They did have nachos. Some nachos in a sus crock pot situation.
I heard they were doing pizza next year, so.
Well, they did have some Papa John's at one point.
I didn't see any.
I don't know. That probably went pretty fast.
I will say this: the Battery Creek tournament, I couldn't care if they had a hospitality room. Those pulled pork nachos, bro, were something else.
Bussin'.
Oh, Battery Creek feeds me. I love Battery Creek.
Hell yeah. Yeah, they don't mess around. That was a good bounce back by the by Creek boys today too.
Yeah.
They took care of Bethesda. I was disappointed with Bridges, boys.
Very.
Yeah, they were very disappointing.
Yeah, that's what I said early.
I didn't like
How
it.
does that team only score 40 points a game? It doesn't make sense.
The offense just has to get going.
It's from the turnaround.
If they can't pull their act together, they're going to be in serious trouble. They're going to be.
And that's a tough region. That's a tough region. You can't afford slip up. I mean, it's just you're going to get tested every night in that region.
I just saw a completely different team tonight.
Unlike the other regions, you actually got to play teams outside Beaufort County. You got to play Lake Marion. You got to play Edisto. You got to play Barnwell.
I'm agreeing.
Yeah, those are like all out wars when you go, especially when you go to their gyms and region play. I mean, those games, you know, how those 1A, those 2A gyms and guys basketball, they are.
You get some home cooking too. You get some home cooking in some of them places.
Yeah.
I definitely thought they were going to do better, though. I definitely thought they were going to uphold their end. I was just at the Whale Branch tournament not too long ago, maybe about a month, and they won the whole thing. So I was expecting a completely different Bridges team coming out the gate, and they lost the first game. I was just disappointed.
They just frustrate me, just like you said.
They are frustrating.
They frustrate the hell out of me because you see the pieces out there, and it just doesn't always add up. And you know, Omarion's wonderful, but like, let's get him in the post and let him work.
Yeah, I haven't really seen them play. I saw him in a scrimmage early, but I haven't seen him play. But I've seen highlights. I saw him sitting in the 2-3 zone, which I don't know if they got the personnel for, you know, to be doing that. And maybe they should play a little different, speed up the game. But, you know, to each his own. I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah, I don't understand why they're playing in the 40s right now. They need to be playing the 60s and 70s and 80s. Like, what do I know?
Yeah, I have no idea either, man. I have no idea.
I just ran right through that too. Like, it's not like you've been paid to play this game or anything.
Yeah, man. I have no idea, man.
I mean, Justin, I agree with you more and more every day that I'm liking Hampton County more right now than I am Bridges Prep. Like I agree.
I agree for sure.
Me too.
I mean, with what we've just seen them do at this tournament, and they did play Hampton County today, didn't they?
Yeah.
Hampton was dog walking them for most of the game, and then Bridges got back in it late. They started putting the press on, and then PJ Capers started going Reggie Miller on them, hitting threes all over the place, and ended up a 8-point game. But man, when I walked in, Ace, it was like 32-14 or something. I mean, they were just dog walking.
Wow, it was bad. It was very hard to watch.
If you're a Bridges Prep fan, you should be worried. You should definitely be worried right now.
Yeah.
It feels like they've overcompensated. Like they used to play so loose, and they needed to slow down and play in the halftime in the half court some. And now it's like they're so committed to like playing in the half court that they'll pass up.
They don't know how to pick it up.
Yeah, they'll pass up good shots and then end up settling for a bad one. And you're like, well, you just wasted 30 more seconds to take a worse shot.
I just see a lot of isolation, one-on-one, trying to do their own thing type of ball.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Throwing up
that's shot. The other alternative. So it's like they maybe need to go back to that, I guess.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm gonna try to get out watch some more boys, man. It's hard for me to watch boys at times, but I'm gonna try to get out watch some more boys ball.
Yeah, but it's hard to watch the girls right now for you, so you know you got to watch more boys ball.
Yeah, but with the girls, I don't have a point of reference. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, oh my god, but I'm gonna get out watch some boys more, man. I know the girls at this point in this area. I know them all pretty well.
Hampton plays Battery Creek next Saturday. Out in Battery Creek.
Spend some time in the 2A and the 1A gyms. They're fun. They're fun. There's some culture there. They got good hot dogs usually. You know.
Oh, I enjoy the
good
environment, man. I
concessions.
definitely enjoy the
Oh
environment.
yeah. Estel used to be my favorite.
Man.
Yeah.
I hate that Estel's gone, man. Those chicken fingers, one for $1. You get one chicken
Going
finger
out
for
to
$1.
Savannah last week messed me up, man.
Oh man.
Oh. Yeah. Marion was a BA with Nick Field, and he escaped there when Nick Field left.
That's right.
Yeah. If you watched our Festivus free for all, you'll understand this
days.
reference. You'll understand that reference. All right, fellas. So that's all the basketball. I got a little wrestling. You guys want to bolt, or you want to hang around?
I'm up out of here, man.
Not
my lane.
Hands off on wrestling.
All right, be good, man. Appreciate you. Ace, great having you on.
Fellas.
We'll have to get you back in.
Come on back, brother.
Thank you guys for having me.
Take care. Yes, sir.
Later.
I'll be all
Have a good one,
right,
man.
Be good. There we go. I need to sign in some places. Our team may not be good, but our food makes up for it. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you give the people a show, then it don't really matter what the team does. You know.
Yeah, man.
It's all about the show.
Take my Atlanta Falcons, for instance. They've been the most mediocre team in football for God only knows how long. And look at what they sell. They sell hot dogs for $2, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Wonderful. More people should do that.
Be a fun one tomorrow night. Hopefully.
I mean, I did think $8 was a little steep for pulled pork nachos until I ate them, and then I was like, yeah, that was worth $8.
Oh, those things are worth all $8, man. They are worth it.
You know, the interesting thing is that I
got great hot dogs.
You know what other place, what other sports event has extremely cheap ticket prices?
Savannah Bananas.
No, the concessions is the Masters in Augusta.
Oh yeah, bro.
The
few years that I got to cover that, I ate so many pimento cheese sandwiches. You cannot even believe.
Really?
Oh my god, they're so good.
I've never been to the Masters.
I got to cover it for like 3 years.
Hard ticket, Max.
That's one way to do it. Is if you getting in through.
That was the only way I could have gotten there. Well, back in the day, the Island Packet had a credential because we were the week following the Masters, so PGA Tour pulled the strings, whatever. They hooked us up with one credential because we were close by, and so I think we had like one photo credential. Maybe we didn't even have the photo. I think we just had a writer's credential, and maybe that was it. And so Jeff Kidd always went up. And then when he moved over to news, actually before he moved over to news, he's like, "You want to go to the Masters this year?" And I was like, so I mean, I went like every day, bro. I drove back and forth to Augusta almost every day because we didn't have any budget for me to stay up there. But I just drove up to the bomb plant.
Wow.
I drove up to the bomb plant and hung out.
Most scary road in America.
Oh, it was terrifying.
Creeped me the hell out.
Terrifying. I'm always afraid like an 8-legged deer is gonna run out in front of me or something with laser eyes.
I have a story. I'll tell it at the end of the show, but I have a story about.
But yeah, man, I would go up there, and my favorite days were pre-tournament because like Wednesday, for the par 3. And then just go walk the course while guys are playing practice rounds and stuff, and it's so quiet and beautiful. Because once the tournament comes, like there ain't no inside the ropes pass like there is at the Heritage. Once the tournament rounds come, it's hard to see much golf.
Yeah, you gotta be either super rich or you gotta have an in the industry because it's.
Yeah, Sunday was you couldn't see anything.
Oh my god, I assume so.
But one year on Sunday, it was Bob Gillespie took me around. Bob Gillespie and Scott Michaud and all the guys. Well, I covered a year. It would have been late 2000s.
Okay.
I covered one year when Phil won. Covered one when I want to say Tiger won. Maybe I only covered
they won back to back. Was it Phil in 04 and Tiger in 05?
Yeah, 05 Tiger won it on that crazy chip shot.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
The first one was Phil, and the second was Tiger, I believe.
Right. 04 and 05.
Phil 104, Tiger 105. Yeah,
but yeah, the coolest part was on Sunday.
Have you
they
ever seen
they
anything
let
like that
the
in your
media
life?
go into like this little restaurant thing there, a little dining place there, and so like we're sitting there eating grilled cheese and tomato soup or whatever, and like Dan and Sally Jenkins are sitting at the next table over, and like just like everyone who's anyone in our industry is in, like Jim Nance is there, like everyone's there, and it was just like holy crap. Like you didn't even see those people in the media center typically, although Jenkins was in there. Dan Jenkins was the king of the media center. He knew better than to go out on the course because you couldn't see a damn thing. He sat in the media center and watched, and then he walked out there and talked to guys when they came in. But yeah, it was an unreal experience for a young journalist to have that opportunity. And I ate so many pimento cheese sandwiches.
Hey,
that's what started all this. The pimento
Those
cheese
must
sandwich.
be some damn good cheese sandwiches, man.
Exactly. Anyone who's anyone, and then there's JJ. Who are you with? The Hilton Head Island packet. We're yeah. You do not want to run out of gas, or you're fine to go dead going through the bomb plant. That's
that was gonna be the story. I was gonna share it.
Oh no!
I'll share it later. I'll save it. I'll save it for later.
Parting thought.
Yeah.
All right. So I told you there was some wrestling. Let me get it pulled up here. It was the JV and the girls tournament of the Shark Invitational. Let me find it.
But hey, those JV players, those JV wrestlers, girls wrestlers, they work as hard as the varsity boys do, and
yeah.
All right, so the girls, we had girls at 105, Buford's Alicia, I'm gonna guess, Alicia Mullins takes the title at 105, the champ. So congrats to her. 120 was somebody from Gilbert. 125. Alex Endrigo from Hilton Head was second at 125, and Ayana Rodney from Bluffton was third. At 130, Finley Thielmeyer from May River was second. At 140, Jordan Moutry from Hilton Head was the champ. Gabby Hernandez from May River second. Kamoni Palmer from Whale Branch third. 155, Jada Lawrence got beat. She forfeited. Okay. Might have been an injury default or something, but she finished second, forfeited in the finals. That would have been a shocker because Jada's unbelievable. Alana O'Quinn from Beaufort was second at 170. 190 was 40. Oh, it was a three-way tie. They all split in the round robin. Two girls from Fort D and Michelle Buckner from Whale Branch. And then 235, Renija Brown from Whale Branch, the champ. Then the JVs. Let me see here. JV finals. No, that's no good. Some of them are round robin, so it doesn't show everything. Gabriel Ishmael from Hilton Head second. Jack Nutter from Bluffton third at 106. 113. Nobody. 120. Spencer McCallum, my guy from May River, won the title.
Hammer.
He was at River Ridge last year. He's tough. Jake Izzy, another guy from River Ridge to May River, was the champ at 126. 132, Jeremiah Grant from May River finished second. Caleb Cleveland from Bluffton third. 138, Nada. 144, Camilo Martinez from May River was first. Humberto Morales from Bluffton is second. I love to hear Hispanic names on these wrestling rosters.
Yes.
We need more Hispanic boys to wrestle. Andrew Perkins from May River, the champ at 150. Ralph Myers from May River third. The depth at May River is crazy. Adrian Chambers from Bluffton second at 157. 165, Abraham Brown from Bluffton second. Cooper Simpson from Bluffton third. 175, Jacob Vordich from Bluffton, the champ. He beat Owen Wong from May River in the finals. 190, Giovanni Contreras from Hilton Head wins it. Noah Ayers from Bluffton second. Donovan Orr from Bluffton third. 215, Carter Wilson from South Effingham beats Nate Fulton, an 8th grader, in the JV finals at 215. Jacob Dosher from May River 3rd. And 285, Aaron Stafford from Hilton Head beats his teammate Jason Arrieta for the title. JJ Holiday from Bluffton 3rd. So there you go. Wrestling.
Yeah, and then it really gets pumped into high gear Monday with the rest of the Shark Invitational.
That's right, baby. Monday and Tuesday out at May River is going to be really awesome wrestling. Whether you love the sport and want to see it at a as high level as you can find it around here, or you are interested in the sport and just want an immersion, this is a great opportunity because it's a really good tournament. Lots of great talent from throughout the Southeast, not just the area. So it will be a really good event. Got to go get it. Narrative drives wrestling. I can tell you about some narratives once we get after day 1 of the Shark. I'll be able to tell you some really good narratives for day 2 of the Shark to keep an eye on. I just got to see brackets. I haven't seen brackets yet. Give me wrestling brackets, man, and I will. Woo! That's a good 2-3 hours I can waste.
Just you'll go to town on those.
Just looking at them brackets, looking at possible matchups. I love wrestling. Wrestling's the best. I grew up with it. I don't know, like I just grew up. I was a baby. Like I was born in wrestling season. Like 1 year old, I was at every wrestling match for our high school. Like 3 years old, I was down on in front of the bleachers with a mat and a singlet and a headgear and wrestling my dolls. Like I was institutionalized into wrestling. But
and you certainly played.
I was gonna say, guys, Justin was born with headgear on. Believe it or not.
More or less. Yeah, I wrestled from the age of 5. Like I went to my mom when I was 4 and asked to start wrestling, and she told me I could start when I read in the newspaper when the signups were. And the next year when I was 5, I brought her the newspaper. So she had to let me start wrestling. And I wrestled through my sophomore year of high school. And then I was just kind of burned out, and our lineup was really strong. I was fighting for a few JV matches a year, and I probably should have stuck with it, but I didn't. But now I find that I'm a much better coach of wrestling than I was a wrestler, because I always knew what I should be doing, but I always overthought it. And I think I was in that. I've always said you have to be uber smart or a little slow to be really good at wrestling. And maybe I just wasn't quite smart enough. I had to think just a little bit too much. But my son is better than I was too, I think. I think he could be. He hasn't wrestled as much as I did. And that's certainly, if he had started when he was 5, he'd be a freaking hammer.
Yeah.
He didn't want to, and we're not going to push things we don't want to do. That ain't wrestling. Yes, wrestling is now in the Ville. It sure is. Sure is. We're working on it. It's good to be the right amount of slow. That's why I moved here.
Yeah, fair
enough. Kevin Libby.
All right. Well, if we have nothing else, then we will give our final sponsors and then we'll do our parting thoughts and call it a night. Lowco Booster Club, Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court, our friends and yours. They're with Charter One Realty and want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Eagle Creations, also our friends and yours. Bill and Mandy Arnold have great promotional items and custom apparel, custom gifts, and much more at their showroom out on Argent Boulevard. Eagle Creations. Jay's Barbershop, great folks in downtown Ridgeland. Go get your ears lowered, your beard trimmed, come out looking fresh like One Time and Tony O'Banner and many of the other Lowco stars, Lowco media stars, who stars of the Lowco media universe. How about that? Who get their haircut at Jay's Barbershop. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country will get your floors so clean, your feet will thank you. Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks has the best seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, and they're presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. And Hurricane Sports Cafe, great spot if you're hungry or thirsty out in Hampton. Stop in and say hi, get you something to eat or drink, and tell them hi from the Lowco fellas. Blaine passed Kevin Libby on the short bus when he moved here. Yeah, good times, guys. Parting thoughts, fellas.
Yeah. First off, I just want to say, well done. Kudos to everyone involved with putting that Bluffton tournament together. Because it's a difficult time. You know, holidays are upon us. People are away. People are busy, and just give credit to everyone who helped out, put together a fantastic tournament, and props to all these teams who came here, all these local teams, which just made it even more special. I love the teams coming from outside, but the atmosphere when you see rivalry games between two teams in their Lowco. Just a great turnout, and just it builds the hype for what's to come when you see so many teams from around here who are playing a thing like this. So great work, everyone involved. The athletic director at Bluffton, over to Coach Roberts, and all the other coaches on the Bluffton side of things, and the other coaches who made this tournament, who have helped it happen, and just a great experience for all involved, and loved every bit of being out there the last 3 days to cap off what's been a great start to hoop season. And I'm really pumped to see what's in store when we get into region play and really get the ball rolling into the new year. But that's it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm pumped for this Bluffton team on the boys' side. I think Hampton County, that two-way region, Hampton County, the forward region, of course, with Bluffton. You got a pesky Hilton Head team. You got a really strong May River team who. That got really good win today over Islands, a strong squad from Savannah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And this JP2 girls team, just huge congratulations to that squad, because the adversity they had to go through and the way they played, the togetherness that they played with was really special. And if you're a young lady watching that game, I mean, you must have learned a lot just by seeing the team basketball and the way those girls dug together. And if you're a guys basketball player watching that game, you learn the same thing. So just credit to that girls team, credit to Hilton Head Prep for how they've started, and credit to May River, because I think that team's gonna be really good in the future as well. Terry Kicks is doing some good stuff with that squad, and all the best to those Creek squad, especially that girls team. I'd love to see them continue to grow and build. And as I said at the end of the game, after that Creek, one of their fans said, "Hey, it's just another opportunity to learn from your mistakes, or other opportunity to grow," and that's what it all boils down to for a lot of these teams. And credit to Creek for all the effort they put in. So great to see that from the Dolphins, Lady Dolphins. The guys off to a solid start over there on the boys' Dolphins side of things, but just an all around terrific event. And I hope we see something like this again next year. And in addition, maybe we'll get our own opportunity to host like a local invitational, as we've said, which would be such a really fun. There have been rumors spread, nothing official, of course, yet, but
there have been rumors.
Yes. We'll leave it at that.
In fact, it's tough to get a tourney put together and organized. Love to see the effort admin puts in for the athletes and fans alike. Your brother, Mr. Rayleigh, texted me a couple days ago and said, "Should we have a holiday tourney in the Ville next year?" And I said, hell yeah, we should. So we'll see. Maybe I know Bradley Gabriel has big plans to make this a little bit bigger next year. So maybe it becomes
the venues. We have
and he also would like to name it for DJ. DJ.
I love that.
Awesome.
I love that.
I love the idea of like the live like the one Lowco live like DJ Invitational. We played at multiple sites, the championship games or at USCB or whatever. Like, let's make it big. But it takes a lot of people, and you got to start on it now. But people are already having conversations.
Start very soon, because if it's the summer, then it's next year, next basketball season. So you got to start.
Yeah, because I mean, to do it right, you need corporate sponsors that provide your hospitality room food and kick in hotel discounts and things like that for the teams, and
it's a lot
things like that.
Takes
event management.
Right, but we have event management classes at many schools around here, including USCB. If we build it, they will come. But yes, exactly. Bring in some powerhouses from around the Southeast,
like a gold and silver division, even.
Let's do it up. Who doesn't want to come to the beach in holiday time?
Yeah,
right.
The weather cooperates, which it does most months. Yes, today was really warm. Today was great. Yeah, once the rain got away, once the rain got away, it was.
I know.
Yeah, it's going to storm all day tomorrow. It's going to storm all day tomorrow. So that's
For those of you watching who live in the area, be safe because I hear there are going to be some severe potential for severe storms tomorrow. So please be safe with whatever you're doing tomorrow.
Glad we got in today, and
good day to watch football.
Glad we got in today because tomorrow would have been it would have been interesting with the weather.
Deluge.
Yes. But I do have another parting thought, and it's a personal one. Because I will be headed up to DC coming up next week to see some family for New Year's. But I am planning on coming on for the Monday night Lowdown, which I assume we'll have since we have a lot going on. And I wonder. I mean, we may not do our power rankings then, but either I'm going to try to come on that night and.
I think Monday night makes sense for power rankings.
Yes, the LowcoSports Lowdown live from our nation's capital. Let's go.
Oh yeah,
that's what I like. Love it. I have a few. A couple parting thoughts. First, Clemson Tigers football team had a couple players named to the freshman All-American team this year. Freshman linebacker Sammy Brown and wide receiver Bryant Wesco have both made it to the ESPN freshman All-American team this year. So big deal. Shows that Clemson's bringing in some great recruits, and hopefully they can continue to do that. Let me just say this with that Clemson team, despite the loss against Texas, believe it or not, they are a younger team. So they have a lot of potential over the next couple seasons or so. And it sounds like Kate Klubnik will be coming back to Clemson next season. So they will have him for one more year before he decides to declare for the NFL draft. So he will be a senior next year. So it will be his final season of play for the Clemson Tigers. So that's my first one. I guess I have two more. The second one is we do have some bowl games being played right now, including Army and Louisiana Tech at the Independence Bowl in Shreveport. Army's currently up 21-3. Earlier today, we had a few bowl games.
Independence Bowl.
Well, we had the granddaddy of them all today. I'm not talking about the Rose Bowl, but we had the granddaddy of them all.
Pop-Tarts Bowl. The no defense Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Yeah, and it was
not the granddaddy, but yeah, okay.
Thriller, 42-41 Iowa State.
Yeah, I think that was Wes. Wes is rarely facetious, but he was right there.
Well, I didn't watch any of it. I just saw the score. Yeah,
No. I said when you called it the granddaddy of them all, Max called you out for it, and I said Wes is rarely facetious, but I think he was right there.
No, he's not wrong. I mean, technically that bowl game's been around. It's just never been called Pop-Tarts.
Well, I care more about
the marketing was brilliant when they changed to the Pop-Tarts Bowl and all the
good marketing,
the viral moments of that made it such a unforgettable event.
Including the massive brown sugar Pop-Tart.
So they ate from what I heard, they ate the cinnamon Pop-Tart. I think they got to choose, and they ate the cinnamon Pop-Tart after Iowa State got the win. So that's all I heard about it.
Some other bowl games. Currently, there's a bowl game going on right now. In the fourth quarter, it's the Alamo Bowl at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Between the in-conference teams, between the in-conference teams of BYU and Colorado, and BYU is giving Shedeur Sanders in his last game a complete butt whooping, 33-7 in the fourth quarter. In favor of the Cougars to BYU. My goodness.
Hold the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Yeah. This year they didn't have the strawberry one. They had a whatever it is.
Wildberry?
No, it was brown sugar cinnamon.
Brown sugar cinnamon.
All your dreams and Danny Gillis.
That's my
best flavor.
Yeah.
The best flavor.
I'm a s'mores and frosted chocolate guy. Those are my top two.
So they got to choose this year, and I guess they chose cinnamon. From what I heard,
I don't blame them. That's a good one to choose.
I don't know what was our
Libby loves
That
all
was a
flavors.
heck of a game too. Credit to Iowa State to knocking out
Somebody
Miami.
lost their parlay because they chose brown sugar cinnamon. You know it.
Oh no, was that what you could that was part of the
No,
parlay?
I'm just saying. I guarantee you. Well, yes, you can bet on anything if you try hard enough.
Well, yeah,
but
but
I guarantee you there was somebody who lost a parlay because of the flavor of that Pop-Tart. I guarantee you.
What do you?
Oh, I'm sure.
What do you even have to base that on? Like
the last bowl game,
it's like the Super Bowl prop bets. Like what?
That's just a prediction.
Yeah.
Oh, but some degenerate bet on that.
Well, I'm sure. Yes.
Somebody did.
Oh, what the heck?
100%.
Yep. I mean, it's the social media, the viral part of it, which really has skyrocketed the attention of the Pop-Tart Bowl. And they definitely build on it in year 2 this year after what they did last year.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's great.
It's better than most of the bowl game.
It's
much better than the Independence Bowl in Shreveport. What a trash bowl game.
Yeah.
Give me Liberty or give me mediocre football.
These bowl games.
Yeah.
Even when it was a Big 12 SEC Giant Bowl, it was still just a garbage experience.
There's one more.
I wonder how these
college people from Shreveport, but your city.
I wonder how the college games did against the NFL today because
not well. They couldn't have. Although NFL Network was carrying the games, which is not like universally.
Right. That's not a very.
Bengals game went to overtime.
Bengals went overtime.
They won 30-24. That really surprised me.
The Bengals are still alive, by the way. Bengals are still alive.
They are still alive. They need the Broncos.
They stayed alive.
They need the Broncos to lose next Sunday.
They need Carson Wentz to beat the Broncos out of spite. That's what they need.
Yeah, because if the Broncos do win, they are in. So if they would have won today, they would have been in the playoffs, and that's it. No one else can get in. They would have had the last spot. Bengals beat them. If Broncos lose on next week and the Bengals win next week, the Bengals are in, Broncos are out. So that's where
that is insane. The Bengals are still in.
Crazy that the Bengals are still in it. I don't know.
I don't know what's the probability of them getting a playoff spot, but that's crazy.
One more bowl game I was going to mention. One more bowl game was the Military Bowl. In-state teams, East Carolina and North Carolina State went at it. East Carolina with the upset, 26-21 over NC State.
If I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. But rough year for NC State. I was told they were going to be real good this year by some NC State fans, and they were not.
I thought they were going to be good.
You can bet on anything if you try hard enough, including Rancho Cucamonga High School football. If you get that reference, we can be better.
I thought with Grayson McCall before he got injured, unfortunately, and had to retire from football. I thought with him they were going to have a decent year, and then when Clemson, when they visited Clemson, and Clemson gave them the biggest butt whooping I've ever seen in one half. At that moment, I kind of knew NC State was going to have a long year, and then unfortunately, Grayson McCall
that Concepcion receiver they have, KC Concepcion. He's
You didn't mention that a referee was bloodied after a mass brawl between ECU and NC State.
I was gonna mention that, and then we started talking about it. So
holy crap! Yeah. And then also was today the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl.
It was today.
Let
me check.
Yes, Miami of Ohio.
Miami of Ohio versus Colorado State. Yeah. They picked like the two whitest schools in America to play in the Snoop Dogg Bowl. What in the world?
Yeah. Well, what's up with that?
That's
Cam
crazy.
Ward, by the way, in that Pop-Tarts Bowl sat out the second half against Iowa State in that game. And he's getting a crap ton of backlash for it, apparently.
He just peaced out at halftime?
Yeah, he sat out after halftime. He got a ton of backlash for it, and I don't blame him because it was a close game, I believe, at halftime, and
close game to the end.
He broke. He broke the passing touchdown record and then pieced out.
Oh, then he dipped. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, he's getting ready for the draft, I guess. That's
right. Makes sense.
Why?
Makes sense.
I assume that's what it is. But yeah, it was a 7-point game at half. Miami was down only 7. Scored 17. Oh no, excuse me. I'm sorry. Miami was up at halftime. It would have been 28 to. Was that?
Maybe should have kept playing and padded the stats because Dylan Gabriel's only 3 touchdowns behind.
They were up. They were up going into half. Let me think. Miami had 14 in the first, 17 in the second. Yeah, so they would have been up at half, and then they only scored 10 points in the second half, while Iowa State scored 14 to give them the 1 point.
Of course, these records mean nothing because of this sentence. Ward might not hold the record for long. Oregon's Dylan Gabriel, whose team could play as many as 3 games in the college football playoffs, has 153 touchdown passes in his career, spanning 6 seasons at UCF, Oklahoma, and now Oregon.
Of course, postseason counts in compared to like with individual records. Postseason counts in college football.
Right. So what I'm saying is that man played 6 seasons in an era where you could play as many as 15 games. How do you compare that to like Doug Flutie or somebody who played when they played 11 games and you only got 4?
Yeah, it's not good comparison because you play so many, especially for a college football playoff where you have a chance to play 4 games, so you could potentially play.
We're gonna have to start doing all our records on
you have the
per game.
Damn it, Tim
You
Ward.
can play 17 games in the season in college now, potentially, because you could be like that 5 seed that has to play. So you could play as many as like 16 or 17 games in the season, which is
16,
crazy.
right? Because you can play 12 in the regular season.
Well, if you win, so like Clemson played 13.
True. If you win a conference championship,
they would have played 17. So
yeah. Wow, that's bananas.
Well, it's an NFL schedule.
So Oregon could be
and
the
bananas
first.
Is good.
So Oregon would be the first if they went out. The first 16-0 or 17-0?
Also, wouldn't they be like the first team to win 2 bowl games in a single season because they would be playing 2 separate bowl games?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they would
true. From this point forward, somebody's going to win. Yeah, somebody's going to win 2 bowl games and a national championship, right?
Yeah. Like that's
crazy.
Crazy. That's so crazy.
That kind of like
that's a lot of trophies.
That's a lot of trophies. That kind of skews like all like historical records when you think of
it's all irrelevant. It's all irrelevant now.
Right.
Who y'all got on the 31st? Bama versus Michigan. Roll Tide.
I'm going Bama. I can't
care.
Root for Michigan on that one.
The only thing might be Bama might not care, but I think Bama. If Bama cares, they'll win by 4 touchdowns.
Where are they playing that?
I know it was a good game between Iowa State and Miami, but I still think Bama and Miami should have played in a bowl game together.
That would have been fun.
So I couldn't give a crap about this game.
I think that's the third Bama-Michigan game we're seeing in like the last 6 or 7 years. Of course, we saw it last year in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
It's true.
I think Bama wins this one because Michigan ain't got nothing against Bama right now, in my opinion.
Well, they did beat Ohio State. So.
Please don't remind me, Wes. that was a rough
who's
one.
still in the playoff? It's Ohio State. Michigan's not.
That's a good.
All right, Ryan Day is his days numbered.
Am I the only one who thinks it's crazy that OSU is favored in this game against Oregon?
I'm very surprised. I have Oregon winning the whole thing. I am very.
It makes me wonder what the Sharps know. What do they know, man?
Between these two, the last time, wasn't it?
35. I think it was 35-34. Just back and forth. No, no, it was at Oregon. There was no defense whatsoever.
It was a 1-point game, right?
35-34.
Win this game. Let's just put it that way.
I feel like we're daring you to bet Oregon, which scares me. If I'm Oregon,
why
are they daring you to bet Oregon?
I'm daring myself to go that way. Like
I mean, I think Oregon's the team to beat as well. So I'm a little surprised that they have OSU favored. But I guess if you do consider home field like a 3-point swing, which in college you could probably go 3.5. then
but it's not a home
going
game.
to a neutral field though from a home game is probably like a 2-point swing, 1.5 point swing.
Where is this
It
game
was a
being
1 point
played?
game. I thought it would be even.
It's the Rose Bowl.
I thought it would be
the Rose Bowl.
toss-up.
It's Pasadena.
Yeah.
Oh, Nelly.
You know, and
I
it's
thought it
cool
would be a
because
toss-up
it's
game.
a you know
Jackson.
former
That should
Big
be a
Ten
home
versus
advantage in
Big Ten
favor of
versus
Oregon, wouldn't it?
Pac-12. Well, it's like what the Rose Bowl used
It's
to
not
be.
a home
Like,
It's the
advantage
Rose
for
Bowl
anyone.
of
It's the champion against the Pac-12
Ohio
every
State
year.
travels. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
They
travel really well.
it's not
Yeah,
like
they're everywhere, bro.
yeah.
There's no one left in Ohio. They're everywhere
They
else.
travel to Pasadena. They travel to New Orleans. They travel to Miami.
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Give them a game.
I got against Phil Knight in the NIL era. That's a good.
Sorry, I don't think Ohio State's winning. I really don't.
I don't either.
I will also leave you with this. Every time I hear about Dylan Gabriel, in my head I go, Dylan Gabriel has many sons. Many sons have Dylan Gabriel. I'm one of them, and so are you. So let's all praise the Lord. I can't not do it, man. Every time.
You just had the Jackson Smith and Jigba song a couple days ago.
Yeah, Smith and Jigba is so freaking good. Shouldn't have caught it, but you knew you would. Yeah, there's more to that. There are more bars. He's so big and strong, and his arms are so long. He really goes and gets it.
Damn, Justin, now every time I hear you,
he's so good. Welcome to my curse, man. This is my whole life. My whole life I've done like things like this just spontaneously happen in my brain when I hear other things.
I swear now, every time I hear Dylan Gabriel, someone will say Dylan Gabriel. That song is going to come in my freaking head.
Dylan Gabriel. I can't. I mean, every time the announcer says it, that's what runs through my head. I can't help it, man.
There are a few players.
Now you are afflicted as well. Welcome to the curse.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Libby's the one who came for the singing. I do not claim to be able to sing, but I also do not claim to have any shame left.
Don't get me any more angry with you, man. I will cough my influenza on top of you.
I'm without ego. Without ego when it comes to my singing. I don't care. Just don't. So great times tonight, boys. Enjoyed it. Thanks to Fish and our new security guard / correspondent, Ace Thompson. He's our bodyguard. Our new Lowco muscle. Great dude. I really enjoyed talking ball with him in the gym the last couple of days, and it was fun to have him on. So thanks to you boys for being. Oh yeah, he'll be around. He's got more games on his schedule, picking up all the shifts so he can take care of that baby. So, and he's a Hardy villain, a resident of the Ville. So
really, all right,
yeah, cool guy. Just bought a house out there. So anyway, great show tonight, boys. Enjoyed it. We'll be back. We'll take tomorrow night off. We'll be back Monday night for the LowcoSports Lowdown. We'll have our Lowco Power Rankings for hoops, and we'll have results from the first round of the May River Shark Invitational and set the stage for day 2 of that big wrestling tournament coming up. So looking forward to that. Enjoy your Sunday, fellas, and we'll see you Monday night. Thanks to all of our sponsors, including Mickelson Law Firm, our all-star sponsor, and thanks to all of you for showing up to listen or watch. For Marcus Walsh, Max Raj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.
The LowcoSports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco.